It's time to live your stronger life. Hey, I'm Sammy, physio coach and nutritionist, and your hype girl for creating your stronger life. Here, we ditch the quick fixes and build real strength inside and out. So whether you're here to tone up, drop the body fat, build muscle, mental resilience, or ditch the diet culture, or just feel bloody good in your skin, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Hello fam. Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about how to choose goals that do not burn you out, why motivation is unreliable, and why subtraction, maths, algebra, may be the most important habit that you build this year. Because more often than not, ladies who are setting these New Year's resolutions, I know we're like 8 or 9 weeks by the time this episode comes out, we're probably 10 weeks now into the year, but at the start of every year, everyone sets New Year's resolutions, they set all these goals, they're feeling ambitious, but then often before you even get started, you're already feeling overwhelmed. And it's not because you lack ambition, it's not because you lack the motivation, it's because you want to change everything. And that sounds exciting and empowering. It's like, oh, let's have a whole new life. Let's go all new health and fitness journey. But you know what? If you try and do too much at once, it's just not going to happen. It becomes paralyzing. You get paralysis by analysis, and you actually just don't end up anywhere. And probably by now, if this was you at the start of the year, this is you at the start of 2026, we are now, 8, 9, potentially 10 weeks into 2026, and I bet you have all fallen off track by now because you did this exact problem. These are the reasons why your goals were failing before the year even starts, so much so that you are now off track and have lost your goals, and it's not even the end of February yet. So this is the very first thing that I really need you to understand. You can be anything that you want to be. You can achieve any goal that you want to achieve, but you cannot have and do and achieve everything at once. Behaviorally, you can almost change anything about yourself, but you cannot expect to change everything at once. And that's an uncomfortable truth that ladies don't want to hear, because they want to start eating better, they want to start exercising, they want to stop vaping, they want to start smoking, they want to stop drinking, they want to start going to bed early, they want to start drinking more water, they want to start blah, 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 blah. I could keep going. You want to do everything at once on this health and fitness journey, but it's just not doable. So instead, flip it. What would have to happen by the end of the year for me to look back and consider it a successful year? And when you answer that honestly, it's not usually 10,000 things that I just started to list off. It's usually just 2 or 3, couple of things that you'd love to achieve by the end of the year. And that is so much more achievable. And so here's the main issue that arises. Most people will approach their goals like a buffet. It's overcommitment. You're loading the plate up and assuming capacity will rise to meet your ambition and your ambitious goals. So, you're putting on all the food, it's plating up. Your eyeballs are much bigger than your stomach. We all do it at a buffet. We all load the plate up way too much. We eat way too much. And then afterwards you're like, God damn it, my eyes were way bigger than my stomach. And that is exactly what you've been doing with your goals every single year with your New Year's resolutions. And that is why we're in the exact same place every single year. Time doesn't work that way. Energy doesn't work that way. Your nervous system, your body, it definitely doesn't work that way. You have finite resources. You have finite amount of time in a week and in a day to work towards your goals. You have finite amount of energy that you can put towards your goals at the same time. You still got to be a mum. You got to work. You got to look after the house. You got to walk the dogs. There's so many things that you also have to do. So you only have a finite amount of time and a finite amount of energy, and your nervous system can only handle so many changes at once. So assume that you cannot do any more than you are doing right now. Let's just assume that. Assume my plate is full. And so therefore you're going to go, I'm going to wait to start on my health and fitness journey when I have a little bit more time and life's a little bit less busy. No. You still want to start right now. You want to start right now. Always. There's never a better time to start than right now. But you just may need to switch things. You cannot add to an already full plate. You need to be prepared to take some food off the plate. You need to be prepared to let go of some habits and let go of some actions that aren't serving your goals in order to add things to your plate that are going to serve your goals. You need to switch things around. And this is exactly why motivation is a trap, because motivation isn't something that you can control long term. It is an emotion that ebbs and flows. And so if your plan is relying on motivation and you're not adding and subtracting and doing the math that I just mentioned, and you're just relying on motivation to get yourself going, it's fragile. Structure gives you a plan. It is rigid. It helps you to follow the plan, not your emotions. And it helps you to push through on the lower energy days, or the days where you're like, fuck this, I just do not want to do this at all. That's why subtraction matters. That's why subtract what's not serving you, add what is serving you, and then let's take it one step at a time to start building momentum so you don't need to rely on motivation. Go listen to my podcast previous episode, and that's where I talk more about motivation and momentum. Oh, isn't that clever that I did those back to back? Okay, so now it's time for some uncomfortable reflection questions. And I want you to do this self-audit. You can pause it, do it now or do it after. Write these down. I want you to start having this powerful self-audit, but it's a very useful exercise. And it's all about thinking about the things that you're currently doing that aren't serving you and aren't serving your goals for your long-term health and where you want to be in life. It doesn't even have to be health related. You can totally do this in just like day-to-day life. But ask yourself this: how would I spend my day if I wanted to make 85-year-old me miserable? Ask yourself, what would you do? This one's going to sound weird, I know, but what would you do if you were like, you know what, I'm 85 years old, what would I be doing that would make sure my life really freaking suck, right? And it's probably like, I have no energy levels, I am stuck in a bed, I have no muscle mass, I can't get up and out, I can't even shower myself anymore, I'm stuck in a nursing home, my brain's not functioning the same way it used to be. Like, think about all the things that would make your day absolutely suck when you're 85 years old. And in what ways are you already kind of doing that? And in what actions are you taking that are leading you towards that? And what can you do to avoid that? How would you want to spend your life? I know it's a really weird one because I'm saying, oh, what are the habits that you're doing now that aren't serving your goals right now? But your goals right now, I guarantee you, are going to set you up for life when you are 85. So you make it really a weird brain thought, because that's where it's really going to make you go, oh shit, I really need to make action. Because if I said that to you, what would like a year from now be, or in a couple of months time, what would that mean? You know, it's not going to be as important. It's not going to be as deep to you. But if I say, hey, go think about this for like when you're 85 or 90, or how do you, like, what's going to make life suck when you're older? You're going to go, shit, I really need to start taking action, because that's my reality. And for most of you, the lives that you're living right now, that is your reality. You are going to be stuck in a nursing home. You're not going to be able to shower yourself anymore. You're not even going to be able to go to the toilet by yourself. You're not going to be feeding yourself. You're not going to be able to cook and eat the foods. You know, nursing home food is not very nice. Like, this is all what's going to be happening because of the actions that you're taking right now. So, you know, you're not going to want to take action unless there's some serious consequences that are going to come up, right? And so if I tell you what your life's going to be in like whatever 50, 60 years time, I feel like you're going to be a little bit more motivated to want to change that. I hope that you are thinking that far ahead of how you want to be living your life when you're a bit older. So that is thought experiment number 1 that I want you to consider. It's a weird one, I know, but I think it does really validly work. Now, once you've had that thought, I want you to look at what habits am I doing right now that are not serving that version of me that I want to become, and what habits are going to lead me to be the most miserable version of myself when I am 80 years old. And start looking just curiously at what habits are you doing that maybe we do need to take off the plate and we do need to start letting go of, and what habits maybe do we need to add on to our plate that are actually going to support what we want to become. All right, thought experiment number 2 that I have for you. This is now, let's bring it back to the present. That was a weird future one. This is a present one. I want you to think of it like this. If your life were a movie and people were watching you right now, what would they be screaming at you at the screen? What would they be doing? You know, when you're watching a horror movie and you know the bad guy's behind, and you're like, run, stupid bitch, run. Like, okay, you know, I don't actually scream at the TV, but you think it, right? Or you're like, oh my God, go. Like, this is so stressful. And like, you get really panicky when you're watching movies. What are the people that are watching the movie of your life screaming at you right now? Are they screaming, woman, just go to the fucking, no, I shouldn't be swearing, but like, woman, just go to the bloody gym. Just get up and go. And you see them snooze the alarm and you're like, stop doing that. Stop snoozing the alarm. Or like, you know, I'm so sorry if I'm yelling in your ear right now, but you know what I mean. Like, what are they screaming at you right now? Are they saying, leave that relationship? That man is not supportive of your health and fitness goals. That man is holding you back. Leave him. Or is it like, that job is draining your life and you are so stressed out and you hate your job? Leave it and go get something more suitable for you. Or is it like, dude, stop picking the takeaway and just go and meal prep. Go and pick the healthier food. Like, what are you doing, woman? Like, what is the person screaming at the screen? Because the audience can see what you keep rationalizing away. I don't have time for this. I'm too busy for that. Or I don't have the motivation to do it. Or I'm just not that kind of person. The audience can see all the shit that you keep rationalizing away. And that is exactly what's keeping you stuck. So you've got your current habits. I want you to look, what are they going to be screaming at you in the movie? And what's the future self? What are your habits that you're doing right now are going to make you the most miserable version of you when you're 80 years old, or the best version of you when you're 80 years old? They're the two thought experiments that I actually want you to take away from this. And I know it's really weird, but I promise you, when you can start to make some habits and identify what's going on and give it some importance and give it some real, not tangible, because it's all a bit weird, these thought processes that I want you to go through, but when it becomes something real and a different way to look at it, sometimes that's all you need to trigger yourself to just be like, right, let's go. It's not motivation, but it is just enough of a, oh dearie, I got to do it. Like, if the doctor said to you, I bet you as soon as you go in and the doctor says, right, you got high blood pressure, you need to start exercising every single day, or you're going to be put on blood pressure medication. I bet you're going to kick your butt up and start going for walks every single day because you don't want the medication. Or if they say, if you do not start doing XYZ consequence is going to happen. You are so goddamn determined to avoid that negative consequence, so you're going to start doing it. So when you can start doing some thought processes like this and start making the risk of not doing the thing greater than the pain that happens from doing the thing. So the pain that's going to happen from not doing it is greater than the pain of just doing the thing in the first place. Then you're going to be so much more, quote unquote, motivated to actually get it done. And that's what I want you guys to kind of take away from this weird and wonderful and windy podcast. But this is where this went from your goals are too big to, I don't even know, you're just not getting started because it doesn't seem serious enough to you. Wow, this went whole, I don't even know. Who loves a rambly podcast? I sure do. Anyways, one more little message to take home with is that these problems, these negative habits, they're not a flaw in life. They're just a feature that is you. There will never be a problem-free or a flaw-free or a perfect habits version of you. But growth does happen by identifying the things that may be not supporting you, and you are prepared to let go of some and bring some in and push your comfort zone, go to that edge and push your comfort zone and let go. The habits that you are holding onto that aren't helping you are usually because they keep you comfortable, and people don't like getting uncomfortable. Why do you think it's really hard to make people train hard enough in the gym to actually grow and build muscle? Because they don't like getting uncomfortable. No one likes getting in an ice bath because it's uncomfortable. Anything that is uncomfortable though is going to give us, not really the ice bath, but it helps you mentally grow stronger. It does help you mentally grow stronger. It's not great for your muscles, but it's great for your mental health, like your mental strength. But anyways, growth happens when you're at the edges, beyond your comfort zone. And most of the biggest transformations that are going to come in your life are going to come from the painful periods of time where you don't want to do it and you do the thing anyways. Sometimes life just has to get really uncomfortable enough to force the change on you. And so hopefully by those two thought experiments, I'm kind of making it uncomfortable enough without serious discomfort and, serious consequences. It's easy to think about all the shit that may happen versus like the doctor actually telling you, dude, you need to pull your finger out and start going to the gym, or you literally are going to have a life expectancy of 5 more years because you're going to have a heart attack or something, right? Like, let's avoid that. Let's have the thoughts that I just, the challenges and the thought processes that I just gave you to give you that discomfort without the seriousness of it. So to swing us all back, the goal is not to eliminate these problems. It's just to choose better habits, better goals, let go of the things don't serve you, and bring on the things that are going to serve you with more intention. Pick less. Stop adding to a plate that is already full, because that is why your goals keep failing you, because you keep trying to add and add and add, and you only have a finite amount of resources. You only have so much time in the day and only so much energy that you can put towards your goals in a day. And so you need to know, what do I have to let go of, and what am I okay to let go of? What am I willing to sacrifice, and what am I willing to compromise on, so I can actually become this beautiful, energetic, most amazing person that I can possibly become. I don't even know where that podcast started or where that podcast ended, but it was something that was on my mind for a while, and I just really wanted to get it all out. I hope it actually made sense. And if it didn't, well, thanks for listening to me for the last 15 minutes, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'd love if you shared this on your Instagram and tag me, Sammy_livestrong. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching and join the Project Livestrong family, please message me, Livestrong, on Instagram, and I'll see how I can help. I'll see you next time.